Welcome back to Discipline and Desire, where we explore what it truly means to live with clarity, confidence, and full spectrum pleasure. I am your host, Lorian Hassan. Today, we're going to talk about something most people fear, something that feels simple but is deeply powerful. Silence. Silence exposes you. It amplifies what's real. It invites what's been ignored to step forward. Most people fill silence with noise, with conversation, with distraction, because silence makes them feel. And feeling requires honesty. So today, we're going to explore the power of silence. How silence connects you back to yourself. How it deepens your relationships. And how it builds your leadership, presence, and peace. Before we get into our first segment, let's become more present. Let's do our breath work together. If you're new to my channel, I like to start with breath work. 4 seconds inhale, 4-second hold, 6-second exhale. And we're going to repeat this 4 times. So together, inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Now do the next 2 by yourself. Okay. I tell you, I don't know who needs that more, you or I, or we. Hey. So segment 1, silence with yourself. Before you can sit in silence with anyone else, you have to first learn how to be quiet with yourself. See, silence isn't absence, it's presence. It's where your spirit starts whispering the things your mind has been too loud to hear. When you remove noise, the phone, the notifications, the music, the chatter, you finally start hearing your truth. That's when you notice how often you reach for stimulation, how uncomfortable you get when there's nothing to do, how quickly your body searches for distraction when stillness enters the room. Silence shows you what you've been avoiding, the ache, the truth, the longing. That's why it's so important. If you can't be still with yourself, you'll keep running into relationships, into overworking, into things that keep you from you. So here's your first practice. Tomorrow morning, before you touch your phone, before you check anything, sit in silence for 5 minutes. No journaling, no meditation music, just breathe. If emotions come, let them. If boredom comes, notice it. Because what you're really meeting is yourself. Silence becomes sacred when you stop seeing it as empty and start seeing it as the space where everything is born. Let that land. Segment 2, silence with others. Now, once you've learned to be silent with yourself, the next test is silence with someone else. The intimacy of silence. For those that follow me on social media, I had a nice engaging post this week of if one can sit with themselves silently. And then I challenged the audience, could you sit in silence with me? We think intimacy is built through words. But sometimes the most powerful connection happens in stillness. I had this experience recently. They know who they are. You ever sit with someone and not feel the need to feel the air? No pressure, no small talk, just presence. That's sacred. That's when energy starts speaking louder than language. And that's when you realize silence can be a love language. But for many, silence with another person is uncomfortable. They start overthinking. Are they bored? Am I boring? Are they upset? Because their nervous system has never been taught that stillness can be safe. If someone's lived in chaos, silence can feel like abandonment. If they've lived in noise, silence can feel like rejection. But when they start healing, silence begins to feel like home. In relationships, silence before speaking can change everything. Imagine this. You and your partner are about to discuss something heavy. Instead of jumping into it, you say, let's sit for a moment before we start talking. Just like that, the energy shifts. You both breathe, you ground, you arrive. That 1 minute of silence can save you from 30 minutes of misunderstanding. Because silence makes space for truth to form, not defense. And in intimacy, try this. Next time you're holding your partner, don't rush to speak. Just look at them. Breathe with them. See how much is said in the quiet. That's presence. That's connection. That's desire with discipline. Segment 3. The discipline of silence and leadership. Silence isn't just for lovers or dreamers. It's also for leaders. The greatest leaders understand silence commands attention more than volume ever could. When you walk into a meeting and you start with silence, you reset the room. Imagine this, you leaders. Before the meeting begins, you say, let's all take 60 seconds to breathe and arrive. People sit, they exhale, and suddenly the energy is aligned, not rushed, not chaotic. It's powerful. Silence in leadership is about emotional regulation. It's knowing when not to fill the space. Because when you wait before speaking, your words become heavier. They land. They're intentional. You don't need to dominate the room. You simply hold it. There's an old saying, never miss a good chance to shut up. End quote. Will Rogers. I'd like to add to that, and it's in my memoir. Silence doesn't weaken your presence. It amplifies it. End quote. Segment 4. When silence becomes avoidance. Now, let's flip the mirror. Because yes, silence can also be misused. You can be over silent. Ironically, on Instagram, someone commented on that same post that I mentioned earlier, and they mentioned that sometimes they overuse silence. So that's why I wanted to address it here, because they're right, it does happen. Because yes, silence can be misused. You can be over silent. Silence can become a shield. Silence can become a weapon. Silence can become a wall. Some people withdraw when they're hurt, thinking silence equals strength. But silence without heart becomes coldness, and silence without intention becomes avoidance. The silent treatment isn't power, it's punishment. There's a difference between silent reflection and emotional shutdown. So if you ever find yourself in that space, ask yourself, am I being silent because I'm centered or because I'm scared? When silence is grounded in fear, it divides. When it's grounded in peace, it connects. That's the discipline, knowing the difference. Segment 5. Building comfort with silence. Let's talk about how to build your silence muscle. Because yes, it's a skill. Number 1, solo silence practice. Try this. Sit for 3 minutes a day. No goal, no mantra, just observe your breath. When your mind wanders, smile at it and bring it back. No pressure. Number 2, shared silence. Try it with a friend, partner, or colleague. 2 minutes. No phone, no music, no words, just presence. Notice what shifts. Number 3, professional silence. In conversation or meetings, pause before responding. Let 3 breaths pass. Watch how people lean in. Silence builds respect. Finally, number 4, intimate silence. With your partner, replace the question, "What are you thinking?" with eye contact or a gentle touch. You'll find communication becomes energy, not just words. Silence trains your presence. Presence trains your power. My closing reflection. Silence isn't empty. It's full. Full of answers, emotions, awareness, and peace. The more you honor silence, the more your words will matter. So today, I challenge you. Challenge. Practice silence. 5 minutes alone. Then 5 minutes with someone else. See what your soul says when the noise fades. See what your heart says when the words stop. Because silence is where truth speaks. This is Discipline and Desire, where we learn to feel more deeply, love more truthfully, and lead more powerfully. Until next time, beautiful ones, stay silent and stay sovereign. Peace.